Greetings, Star Citizens, and welcome to Flight Deck. This is a weekly podcast about Star Citizen and other gamer culture topics. I'm your host, Link Static MDK, and with me, as always, is Paper Thin.
Yo.
Today's topics, we have Around the Verse episode 53, Galactic Guy. Galactic Guy. Wow.
Galactic Guy.
Galactic Guide, whatever. Galactic Guide, Cubby Blast, Star Marine Update, 1.1.5 on the PTU, Letter from the Chairman, 10 for the Chairman, episode 60, and Showdown, the Hollow Debate. So, woo. What people honestly care about, though, is the Chairman stuff, but we'll get to that. This week, Around the Verse episode 53, we had the Empire Report, blah, blah, blah. Only thing that Go ahead. Well, the only thing from the Empire Report that really stuck out for me is the whole economic divide between citizens and civilians. And I'm kind of wondering, is there going to be will that lead to some form of civil war eventually because of civilians being pissed off at the citizens? You know what I mean?
Guarantees citizenship.
Oh yeah. This is Starship Troopers all the way.
Yeah, I guess I was kind of taken aback by this. I'm like, wait, there's a difference between citizens and civilians?
Well, that was the whole point behind Star Citizen. I think all of us players are automatically considered citizens, right?
Oh.
So, civilians would just be random NPCs. So I'm wondering if all of a sudden 2 years after the game launches, there's going to be some giant civilian uprising that happens.
Yeah, all right. Bring it on, stupid NPC pussies.
Oh, we can totally kill them in droves and get away with it. It'll be great. Totally. Let's see. Other than that, they talked, Chris Roberts is back from doing mocap and visiting Germany. The 300 series free flight week is over now. So, we flew those and reviewed those a while ago. They hadn't made any major updates since you and I talked about them. So, I'm looking forward to when this changes. I want the 325A to be what they promised the 325A to be. Right?
Yeah, very much so.
Right now it's a little gimped, but we'll see what they do.
Sitting in my hangar collecting dust right now, so.
Arena Commander 1.5 is on the PTU. That includes the Merlin and the Scythe are now flyable. Have you watched any of the videos of them flying around?
Some, yeah. Mostly the Merlin, because that's the one I care about.
Right. Well, we've seen the Scythe somewhat.
Right.
Previously.
Yeah, the Merlin looks awesome. Looks really nice.
Yeah. I really like the heads-up display and all that they did.
So cool. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I like that they're getting away from all of it being on the visor.
Right.
Because, the Constellation, all that, you're not going to be wearing a helmet visor when you use that stuff, so...
Yeah.
We'll see.
Just like, who wants to wear a helmet while they're riding a motorcycle? Come on.
Aww. Apparently a lot of bike riders. I never understood that. Why wouldn't you want to wear a helmet and full leather and all that stuff? It just for the sheer fact that it's going to happen, you're going to crash when you're not wearing that stuff. I would wear that all the time.
Yep, every rider I know is wiped out at least once.
Yeah.
It's just bound to happen.
Nature of the game.
Right, exactly.
Star Citizen, they were at Comic-Con. I didn't watch any of the video of it, though, so maybe we'll talk about it next week. I don't know that there's any information that they would have given at Comic-Con that we don't already know, though, so that's kind of why I was hesitant.
Yeah, I didn't see anything on the Star Citizen subreddit, but I don't know. It's possible I missed it.
Well, I know they were there. Maybe they haven't posted anything yet. Who knows? I'm sure there's a video somewhere.
I think it was posted, but I didn't hear anything that was super new that came out of it.
Okay. Let's talk Spectrum News. So Spectrum News is the portion of Around the Verse for anybody new to the show that doesn't know what's going on. Essentially, Spectrum News is just all their various studios giving an update of what they're working on. So Santa Monica, working on the Merlin and Scythe and balancing.
Same shit.
Same shit as always. Yeah. Ilphonic. There were a couple of really interesting things that Ilphonic was talking about. Number one, to me, was the hologram gadget changes. So, the hologram will now maintain whatever stance you were in when you launch it. So if you were prone, it will be in prone. If you were kneeling, it will be kneeling. If you were standing, it will be standing. So that's kind of... I like that. It's not just a generic, you're standing and that's it.
That is cool. Yeah, I agree.
It also phases when it gets hit now, so like it will phase in and out when bullets go through
That's good. That's pretty necessary.
it. Yeah. Other than that, grenades and gadgets, they've changed up. Like there used to be like a select and use it. Now they've done more of like a quick throw option where it'll just use it right away, which is, of course, necessary.
Yep.
Grenade cooking, they did mention that you can cook, but if you hold it too long, it'll blow up in your face. So I like that.
Yay.
Yeah. And then apparently the electric shotgun was also way too powerful, so they've done some changes to it. So they've slowed its rate of fire and added some pumping and heat venting animations and crap like that to it. So that sounds cool.
Cool.
Although, I really, really hope that the ballistic shotgun is just as good.
Yeah.
Where there's like a difference between the two. Like I don't want them just to be different types of energy. Like I want one to have an advantage in one area and another to have an advantage in another area. So
I'm sure they will.
yeah. Austin, blah, company-wide playtest, blah, testing, blah, Gamescom demo, blah. That's what they've been working on. There, it saved you guys 2 minutes. Foundry 42, they were talking about some of the stuff they're working on with tweaking weapons, gadgets, armors, balancing, all that stuff. Working on Vandal capital ships, working on the Stinger and the Void Bomber. So we know the F8 Lightning equivalent for the Vandal is called the Stinger now. That's cool. I don't
Oh,
know if we
okay.
knew that before.
Uh,
Maybe.
maybe.
Also, they mentioned a ship that I haven't really heard that much about called the Argo, which is apparently the Squadron 42 industrial workhorse. So we'll see.
Yeah, I can't remember ever hearing that one.
Yeah, so those are the things that I highlighted. Did you have anything you wanted to mention from the news that you thought was noteworthy?
No.
No. All right. Moving on.
I was very kind of blah during all this. I was like, yep, yep, yep. The only thing, like you said, like Ilphonic had some cool stuff, but otherwise, I was like, yeah. And the Argo, I guess, was like kind of cool. I'm like, well, what's that?
Yeah.
Can we get some concept art here?
I want some images. I want some
information.
Yeah.
Fun.
Other than that, we had a video by Uniforce Neurifis.
Iorphis.
I don't know. Get normal names. Where's the video submitted by John or Smith or
This is America.
Bill? Titled "How to Go Super Fast." Essentially, it was just a video of launching from the spinning platform, which I think we saw a bug on one of the bugs that they highlighted do that too. But still, it's awesome.
It was kind of funny.
Yeah. Then Zane Bien did his Merlin UI HUD where they showed the various stages of Merlin UI,
which we've already given the flight
about.
deck seal of approval.
It looks really good, guys. It looks really, really good. Like I was super impressed. Like in general, I think he does a fantastic job in all the HUDs that he makes.
I thought it was really well condensed and easy to understand, easy to read. Like I would actually prefer that HUD to the one that I get in my visor in ships currently, frankly.
Well, I wonder if they're gonna. Well, he did mention one thing that I thought was really interesting was that the different ship manufacturers will each have their own unique user interface. So presumably that's going to go away. The one that we're currently seeing.
I'm fine with that.
I hope that I kind of want them to be trended towards the style too. Like the Anvil one is more militaristic, whereas the Origin one's more of a civilian privateer.
That's fine.
Same with Misk. Misk has its own weird cargo hauling style.
Well, they're the Japanese corporation, so.
Oh, so it's gonna be random characters everywhere.
I'm fine. I'm getting pretty good at reading some Japanese stuff, so
that's good. But it will be future words that make no sense, and you'll be like, "What?" I have no idea. So that's cool. Hopefully, we get to see a lot more user interfaces upcoming. But I wouldn't hold my breath for at least 6 months.
Yeah, I'm not holding my breath.
After that, they did James interviewing Chris Smith, who's one of their principal ship artists. Pretty much all he talked about was the Constellation, how he's making it look badass, and how they're trying to make it one of the ships leading into AC 2.0, which is news, because I didn't think that the Connie was going to be included in the first iteration of 2.0, but he's making it sound like it is, so that's good news for you.
Yeah,
right?
I didn't think it'd be in the first iteration, but I'd be so happy if it is.
Yeah. I'll be happy too. I get to
So much
gun for
happy.
you then. You know?
Yeah.
I mean, I got rid of my Phoenix to get my Reclaimer, so I'm a little sad on that. But if I get to fly around in yours, that's baller.
Hey, as long as one of us has a constellation, it's
Yeah,
fine. Because
yeah,
anybody can do any role in it, so it's
yeah. I could pilot while you gun, or
yeah,
one of us could hop in the Merlin and fly around.
right, exactly.
Oh, I hope they have that working when it drops the Merlin launch.
Oh, I know. Ah, God. I didn't. I kind of realized. Do I get to fly the Merlin because I own a constellation?
Yes,
Okay, I thought
yes.
so, but
That's
now that I thought about it, I'm like, wait.
Yeah. That is
Okay.
one of the things they specifically mentioned in the outro is Merlins can be their own standalone ship for $20, but if you have any of the constellations except the Taurus,
See,
or you have a Carrack, or you have an 890 jump, you already start with a Merlin.
I paid
Uh,
a lot of attention to
yeah.
that outro, and I totally missed that.
Wow. That's
I was
wonder
like listening
what
to
were
it. I'm
you
like,
paying
wait, can I
attention
fly my
to? Because
Merlin?
that was like one of the main things I
I don't
picked up.
know. I
Wow.
don't know. I've had a shitty weeks.
You sound like me today. Damn.
uh,
I.
it's been a
It's
rough
bad
week.
sign when I have to bring the happiness. Very bad sign.
Fair enough.
Uh. Anyway. Let's see. Other than that, Shipshape talked about damage tech, and I just kind of zoned out. I'm like, we've heard tons about the damage tech. This is nothing new.
Yeah, it wasn't. It was neat, but you're right. It was stuff we've already been shown, so
Yeah.
it's still awesome.
Yeah. They're bringing back MVP. Did you catch that as well?
Oh
Which
yeah,
they
I
haven't done
did.
since Will left.
Yeah, sweet.
I
I
don't know.
guess.
I don't care.
I don't know. I
Sometimes they
guess
were
I
really
didn't miss it.
interesting, right?
Yeah,
Like sometimes they were really interesting, especially some of the organizations that they highlighted. But a lot of times it was like, whatever. We already knew about this.
that's true.
Reddit
Yeah,
Reddit already mentioned this person, or
right.
yeah. The only other thing I thought was cool was the Star Citizen coasters, which some guy had handmade, and I was kind of like, dude, I wish those were something that you could order.
I know.
Those would be so baller to have for coasters.
That would be pretty sweet. I'd like those.
I'd get like 6 packs and give them away as gifts.
Yeah.
uh,
Oh, they'd be great gifts for like your brother and
you,
me.
yeah, and me, yeah. Give 4 of them to myself, 1 to my
Yeah.
brother, 1 to you, yeah.
I was moderately impressed with Sandy's stacking ability as well. She got like
On her
10
head.
of them on her head. Yeah.
Yeah,
I
I
was like,
thought they
that's
would fall a
impressive.
lot earlier.
Yeah.
Anyway, art sneak peek this week was the medical center on some planet. I didn't, that's my reaction to that fart noise.
Yeah, here we go. Let's make fart noises on our podcast.
Awesome.
We're totally classy.
Classy.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, so cool. That's around the verse this week. Nothing extraordinaire, but some cool information.
Yeah, it was good.
Yeah. I've been feeling like they need to have a condensed down version for like people that have been around a while of all these shows, like a TLDR
Yeah.
version. New
It just
information we haven't mentioned before. Boom. Or new information we've only mentioned once or twice.
right. That's yeah, I totally agree. And I mean that like we talked about last week, it's a big reason why we're making some format changes to our show, or we're just going to gloss over the crap that they've talked about 20 times already.
Yeah.
And it's just getting to be a waste of time. Like I know all this, and a lot of this stuff I can just intuit anyway.
Right.
So it's like I don't know, just give me more like art sneak peeks and shit. Like stuff.
Well, that's why. Like, I've almost been feeling like I need to become a subscriber so I get all that additional content. That the subscribers get.
Go for it.
I don't know.
I can't justify the cost.
I can't either. But like, that's the only reason I do it is to get the additional like cool, pretty stuff to look at. I don't know.
That's true. Yeah. Yeah.
All right. Next up, we had Galactic Guide Cubby Blast. So this was just general information about Cubby Blast. It's the thing that's going to be at ArcCorp for selling weapons and equipment. It's one of the stores that they've highlighted several times. Owner operator is named Chlor and apparently he's got some weird accent, which I think will get old fairly quickly. Unless it's like Deckard Cain, where it's like, I have a weird voice, and everybody does their own impression of me. Blah, blah, you know.
Can't we just get, like, the stereotypical Russian guy, like, in Borderlands?
Oh, yeah.
It's a fantastic day for capitalism.
Yep.
It's like stuff like that. It's hilarious.
Yeah, but, you know, Cubby Blast apparently has a well-known reputation and blah, 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 yada, yada. So it sounds like we'll be able to get quite a bit of things. The only thing they mentioned in the article I thought was very interesting was the sales that weren't available over Spectrum that would be only for limited time as well, and for limited items in stock. So
that is interesting.
Yeah, that to me is very cool. So, like, you have to go there in order to get the specific gun that's only available for a limited time or only has so many that they sell.
Oh my god, I want to play Borderlands now.
One Russian quote
That's all
later.
I could think. I know, one Russian joke plus, like, it's very similar to Borderlands where, you know, the vending machines only have limited times on certain guns. So, like, if like, a really good gun shows up in that vending machine, you're, like, got to scramble for the money. You're like, oh god, I need that.
Yeah. So I wonder if that's, like, their motivation behind it was they were playing so much Borderlands, they're like, you know what we should do?
Smart.
And Cubby Blast. Yeah.
Smart.
I mean, and that's the way it works in real life, too. I
Yeah.
mean, there's limited editions of stuff, so...
Yeah, like we said, capitalism, supply and demand, motherfuckers.
I wonder if that's one of the things that I should try and do is become one of the best gunsmiths in the game and just sell, you know, limited editions of firearms to people. That'd be really fun. Like, you know, you don't go for quantity, you go for quality. You make, like, 10 of a certain type of gun, and then, you know, even if people beg you to make more of that, you're like, nope, not going to make any more, you know?
That'd be pretty sweet.
Yeah.
I'm in on that. I will finance that operation.
Yeah.
I'll be your venture
That's probably
capitalist.
one of those things where it's like you spend 40 hours a week just practicing making stuff perfectly to get the perfect formula, and you waste so many materials on bad versions, you know?
So it's like playing most video games?
Yeah, pretty much. So I'm, like, ideally suited for this profession is what I'm trying to say, where I waste hours doing nothing.
No, you never.
Yeah. Anyway. Star Marine update. More
blah, blah, blah.
Here's what I want to highlight from Star Marine. They had the spiffy Astro Arena armor, the blue and red. That looked really cool. Screenshots.
Yeah.
The other thing they mentioned was the Ghost sight is the winner, and it's going to be standard on the ATT4.
It was my favorite sight.
Yeah. And then they are updating the team elimination stuff to make it slow-paced and more tactical, which is my number one gripe complaint on all FPS games we've ever played is the stupid people charging out and, like, getting killed instantly and there's no teamwork. And it's like, yeah, I know I do jump 360 no-scopes in the real life too, you know, and all that crap.
It has its place, and it's fine. Like, obviously, I played enough Halo that, like...
Yeah.
It's enjoyable to me, but at the same time, I'm right there with you. I actually... At least for PC shooters especially, mostly prefer the turn-based.
Yeah.
It's NAS.
Well, they say the way they're making that is they're going to have actual consequences for death. So I want to know, what are these consequences? Is it like you come back then the next round and, like, you've got a limb disabled or something if you died? That'd be cool.
That'd be interesting. I don't know. I mean, I know like Counter-Strike does it. You just don't make as much money.
Right.
You know, so I don't know. That'll be interesting.
Other thing they mentioned was they're doing some HUD changes, blah, blah, blah. Main thing, though, like, that I saw was the blocker list that they had is, like, a third of the size as it was before. So that's good. They're making headway.
Getting there.
That netcode stuff is just going to sit there for the rest of time, though. I'm telling you now.
Yeah, every game ever always has, you know, netcode issues for the entirety of its lifespan.
Though it sounds like they're making some real headway finally on that, so that's good.
Yay!
They've got, I think they said Gold Horizon, they've got up to 16 people. Or, yeah, it was supposed they're gaining an 8-on-8, and then the other one they're gaining the 16-on-16, so 32.
Perfect.
And right now with Arena Commander, it sounds like you've got 8-on-8 matches possible as well with the new update. So it's no longer 4v4, it's 8-on-8.
Ooh.
So they've doubled, you know.
Get excited.
And apparently they don't have as many, you know when, like, you'd a new Vandal Wave or whatever would hyper in, and you'd have that stop for a second, and things would juke, or you launch the missiles. God. Apparently, they've gotten rid of that a lot
Thank
too.
God.
So it's now enjoyable and playable again.
It was unplayable.
It's been unplayable for a while too.
I know.
So, yeah.
Sweet.
Yeah, excitement. Get freaking hyped.
I'm getting there. I'm getting as hyped as I can get today.
Yeah. So 1.1.5 on PTU. Blah blah blah. Lots of stuff. Merlin and Scythe. Yada yada. Fixes. Increased player cap. Other thing is they've added the new lobby system, and they've also added a lot of that back end stuff. And they've done a bunch of game balancing and health and all that stuff too. So
Yay.
We'll see.
All good stuff.
One thing though, will be interesting to see is like any new modes that they come out with once FPS comes out too, because they're probably working on stuff they just haven't announced to us yet.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I would hope so.
I wonder. We'll see.
Well, yeah, so much of it got leaked in that leak, though. It's
yeah. Oh man. Well, then they also had a letter from the chairman because he's back. General information: Squadron 42 shoot has been wrapped up. Talking about Aaron Roberts taking over Alex Mayberry's role, the executive producer who left. He's now like a global producer. AC is better looking, and so like one of the things about Arena Commander that he said, pretty much to directly address like the naysayers and the Derek Smart douchebag comments. Derek Smart comments. I don't know why I said douchebag. It was like an automatic reaction.
Yeah, I don't know why you would say that. I mean, come on.
Crazy. So one of the things that he'd mentioned was, for all the people complaining, Arena Commander is already a better looking and better playing game than a lot of finished games out there. And I thought that was such a great line.
I mean, yeah, single player, that's pretty true. I mean, multiplayer, obviously the netcode's problems because of all the starts and stops, but it looks amazing. I still get in there and just like, I'm just like, yeah, this is so nice.
Yeah.
I can just fly around and look at my ship for a while, and I'm happy.
So, did you watch the 10 for the Chairman episode 60?
So I watched some of it.
Did you have an hour and a half?
No, I did not. I didn't even have close to an hour and a half of time since Sunday when we recorded our last one.
Yeah.
So I read the Cliff Notes, and it's pretty funny because like your reaction to it is exactly my reaction to it.
And my reaction because of all the little notes I wrote.
Exactly.
Everywhere.
I looked at all your notes on the spreadsheet, and I was like, "Yep, that's exactly what I thought. Yep." I just was like, fast forwarding through so much of this, but hey, let's kick it off. Do it. Get it to it. Do it.
Well, I have to say, I enjoy Chris Roberts rambling, but I do not enjoy Chris Roberts rambling for an hour and a half. Unless I was like interacting with him, like if we were having a conversation, I probably wouldn't have even noticed. But It was just literally him talking for like an hour and a half, and I'm just like, oh my god, kill me.
I feel bad for him. Like, dude, he's got better shit to do. Come on, people.
Yeah.
Like he just like talked about how he spent like 17 hours a day, 7 days a week filming the mocap and the PCAP for Squadron 42, and because of all the idiocy of the people in this community, he's got to come back and spend an hour and a half, by far the longest 10 for the chairman by triple. Like, Jesus Christ.
Well, it's for this community, it's like the sky is always falling and people are always overreacting to everything, and it's like, there's no limit to what they'll say. Like, it doesn't matter what CIG does. They'll always be, the sky is falling, this is wrong, that is wrong,
Right. Well,
it's tiring.
If the sky is falling, guys, why aren't we dead yet? Okay, so maybe the sky is falling at an extremely slow rate. Well, then the amount of energy that the sky is carrying with it is pretty low, so it's not really going to do a lot of damage, so shut the fuck up.
You just went, like, way literal physics nerd.
I did.
On me.
I did.
And I hate you for it, but at the same time, I appreciate it. God.
That's how angry I am that I tried to watch an hour and a half of this. Like, I was just, like, trying to, like, watch it. Like, I watched some of it last night, and then this morning, I was like, all right, I'm going to finish this. and I had way too much work to do, and then like
Yeah.
I was like, no, I'm just gonna read the cliff notes somewhere real quick. Okay.
Yeah.
So let's go through it. Let's do it.
Right.
Come on, it'll be
So,
fun.
pretty much the intro to this one, him talking about, working on the mocap and PCAP and, the experience and general information. One of the things he mentioned was the script was 600 pages. I think he said a standard movie was around 120 pages because they're looking for about a minute per page, for translation. So that's a lot.
It's a lot.
Overall, he's thinking, if that's just dialogue with the gameplay included, Squadron 42 is probably going to be around a 22-hour experience, start to finish.
Bitchin'.
Yeah, it's really cool. So, it'll take me about a day and a half to get through it.
Yeah, I was just thinking, I'm like, if I play for like 8 hours a day.
Oh, I already know when it comes out, I'm taking that week off of work. I'm just doing it. It's like, oh, if something very important I need to take a week off of work for. It's the way it is.
Yeah, I won't have enough. I won't have enough PTO because I'm spending a month in Japan next year. But
yeah,
other than that,
that sounds like a
totally
you problem.
It is a me problem. It's a pretty awesome problem to have.
Oh yeah, totally. So
yeah,
you could be quote unquote sick.
Well, that counts as our PTO though. So
that sucks.
Yeah, I don't get sick days. It's all lumped into one.
So that's why you get more than me, because I get sick days separate from. Yeah, okay. Whatever.
Yep.
Anyway, moving on. So first question that was asked by Ben, it was kind of Ben and Chris together, and they're addressing all the very important community questions. Anyway, first
Were
question.
any of these important?
No.
Anyway, sorry.
Not really. So first question, what is the status of Star Marine? They're working on it. Done.
Oh, really?
Moving on.
Really? Are they working on it? I didn't know.
I mean,
are you fucking kidding me?
Freaking addressed everything that. So here's the thing, everything that he addresses, Ben and the other members of the community team have already addressed, right? But it's just coming from him directly now, right?
Well, he's probably. I mean, of course, it is. Everything comes from him, so everything he's saying has already been filtered down to everyone else in the company. Yeah. It's just. Yeah. Oh my god! Do these people not have jobs in corporate worlds?
No,
I don't know.
They're idiots, and even if they do, they're still idiots. Everybody who's complained about it, if they have legitimate criticisms, I'm fine with it. But as soon as they go full bore, oh, everything's awful, the world will never blah 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 recover. As soon as that, I just tune them out and know they're idiots.
I have never criticized a game until content has actually been released. So, for MechWarrior Online, the reason I left that game was because they consistently pushed content that was bad and released content that was bad and against the community's wishes. Not, well, we're speculating 6 months from now that this game might be this. No, that's not a legitimate complaint. Wait until it actually comes out, or until they give you solid details of what's actually coming out.
Well, it's like when Halo 4 came out, and I was on the fence, but I decided I'll give it a shot. I didn't hate that game until I played it.
Right.
And now I hate it.
Right, I heard it wasn't good, and I was like, well, I don't care what people say, because a lot of people didn't like Reach. Yeah. I loved Reach. And so I was like, fine, I'm going to play 4, and then I hated it. Well, fine. I played it, then hated it. Not hated it, and then never played it.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, well.
Anyway.
The only thing that was interesting during his ramble of about 20 minutes on this was mentioning that they're going to have an early version, hopefully, of Star Marine at Gamescom, plus also having a Persistent Universe version at Gamescom, plus also having a multi-crew demo at Gamescom. So I'm like, after this video, I became so freaking hyped to see Gamescom, it's not even funny.
Well, we'll have to do a separate podcast for the Gamescom. We'll cover it.
It sounds like it's going to be pretty baller. Everything that everybody's been waiting for released all at Gamescom. Multi-crew, Persistent Universe, Star Marine, all that, What else do we have to wait for? Some game mechanics like cargoing and, crap who cares?
Mining, shut up, no.
Mining, cargoing, exploring, who cares?
We'll have a mining post. No, they didn't cover mining in this. I'm going to get on the forums.
Rage. But, it's like all the core mechanics will be done at Gamescom is the way it sounds. So that's pretty good.
Well, we'll have to do a podcast about it then.
the game's never going to be finished, quote unquote, Derek Smart.
Well,
if by never he means 4 months from now,
yeah,
having all the core in place.
See, that's such an ephemeral statement to make. Like, yeah, the game's never going to be finished because it's an MMO. They're never finished. They're never.
World of Warcraft is not finished.
Right. World of Warcraft still fucking going, and it's awesome.
But it's not finished.
Right. It's not finished. It never will be finished. I don't want it to be finished. Anyway, moving on. Go. Before I rant more.
Oh man. And then how have you kept in contact with the team? Blah blah blah.
Email.
Like you said, email. Working 17-hour days.
Skype.
After getting done with a 8 to 6 mocap shoot.
Here's a crazy thing, guys. It's 2015. We have this awesome thing called the internet.
Well, it's like, how did he work with people in the other studios when he was based in LA? It's no different. People are idiots.
Messenger pigeons. Duh.
Oh man, do you think Messenger Pigeon could get to the Frankfurt office in a timely manner?
I don't know.
I don't know. What's the flight speed of a Messenger Pigeon?
Right, exactly. Thank you.
What's the
the flight speed of the...
It's like one of those math questions. The flight speed of an unladen swallow traveling from... You're like, what? Oh. Anyway, why is there stuff in the leak we haven't seen? Oh my god.
Because it was a leak, dipshits! Jesus!
Oh man. So there's two parts to this. One, they don't want to share half-finished content. Two, they don't want to spoil stuff that's going to be in Squadron 42.
No fucking way, really?
Okay. With a twist. M. Night Shyamalan.
Such a twist.
Oh, man. What are your thoughts on controller balance? Hey, Paper, what's your thoughts on controller balance?
I think we're working on it, and I think there's room to improve. Oh,
wow. That sounds like a common sense. You could have figured that out even if you dropped 500 IQ points.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure that every department in the company is aware of it and working on it.
Wow.
And it still won't matter exactly because Arena Commander is just dogfighting, and there's going to be a whole lot of other shit going on in this game.
Wow.
I know.
Amazing. Wow. Yeah. But
you're
just a fanboy for CIG, so
I'm a fanboy.
You're making excuses for them. Yeah.
I don't hate 1.1.4 or anything, but because it's unplayable. But
oh well,
I'm a fanboy.
Crazy. Hey, what's the story behind recent staff departures? People should always work at the same company always. And never leave or do anything else, right?
Yes, they should never leave for their dream jobs.
I know I've never transferred or been promoted or gotten a new job at a new place before.
That's because you suck.
I've literally had this job that I'm currently doing since the day I was born. and never left or done anything else.
You came out of the womb with a keyboard and mouse in your hands.
Almost.
There's some truth to that.
Yeah. Well, no, but
we both did. Let's be honest.
Yeah. I mean, it would be one thing if these were like legitimate concerns, but I can't help but feel that it's all just stupid idiocy, and the whole reason I got behind Star Citizen and wanted to invest my time and energy and money in Star Citizen was because it was supposed to be a community of older gamers that, had gone through the flight sims back in the 90s and were a little bit more mature and a little less douchebaggy, right?
Yes.
And unfortunately, the more people we add, the more douchebags we get.
No, that's very true.
I don't know. That's just my little half rant. But I'm not it's as honest as I'm going to be about it. That's my genuine feelings on all of this.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. And I think, all right, if you're listening to this podcast right now, all 6 of you, and you're thinking to yourself, man, these guys are fanboys. Yeah, new record. And that they're just towing the company line or whatever. Okay, let me tell you this. Step away from the forums for a month.
That's what I do.
and you will have a completely different outlook on this game. I can't get into the forums very much anymore because they're just big circle jerks of complaining.
I don't bother with the forums. I go to Reddit because there's usually like legit stuff that's posted there.
Right.
Or, I'll go to the website to check out whatever new content they've done. But like as soon as I even touch in the forums, it's like half the threads are complaining about something.
Right, and they're just insane, ultra
Yeah.
speculative, and usually speculative stuff that's completely off base.
Right.
And it's just mind-boggling. Just walk away, take a month off, wait until they actually release shit, and
Yep.
then you can complain if you don't like it. I
Well,
don't like
here's the thing.
1.1.4. It blows.
People are
But
always going to complain. We'll have
right,
complaining and whining after, everything's released that they're complaining isn't released right now.
we will.
Yeah.
But this is like the fact that they have to do this 10 for the chairman.
An hour and a half long 10 for the
Right.
chairman.
Right. The complaining has reached levels of stupid that we haven't seen since the George Bush administration.
Ouch.
So, yeah, burn.
Yeah. I mean, how much energy has CIG had to waste addressing this crap
Right.
here? How much?
Hours.
Hours.
Days.
They've probably wasted a good solid month of time
Yeah.
they could have spent doing work
Right.
addressing complaining idiots, right?
Exactly.
And there's people are working behind the scenes, but there's still people wasting their time with this.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know.
I'm sure some of it's just trolling. And in which case,
I'm
fuck
sure
you.
a large amount of it's trolling.
Yeah, it is. But at the same time, there's still tons of people who are legitimately pissed about nothing. Anyway, next question that we can complain
Let's
about.
see.
We're complaining about complainers. Oh, God.
Why isn't the concept ship I bought playable yet?
Because fuck you.
Next question. I don't even want to elaborate. Wow. All right. So your priority isn't the game's priority, is the way I'm going to.
That's a good way to put it.
That's the way I'm going to word it.
I like it.
There you go.
It's eloquent.
If it's something that's needed for gameplay, they'll probably get a higher priority. If it's just another fighter when they already have 13, it's probably going to wait a while.
Aww.
Like, your Carthu All.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't even know what to say. I like. Okay. Anyway, go ahead. You're right.
I think your first, because fuck you, is.
I think that's all I have to say.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. Let's see. Man, why do you still have concept sales? I love my note here. I just wrote sigh.
Yeah, I know.
I didn't even bother elaborate.
Oh my God.
Sigh. Because people want to buy new ships.
Right.
Done.
They're gonna keep milking you guys for cash as long as you'll fork it out.
Yeah.
And I have no problem with that, even though I'm probably not gonna buy any more concept ships.
Well, and like all the
I bought
concepts
enough.
they do are ships for new styles of gameplay, like every single time, right?
Right. Pretty much.
Except for the dual-seater starter ship.
Yeah, but that's still cool. That's still nice to have. And that's not like game-changing at all. It's like, oh, you get a different starter ship. What do you fucking do?
And you don't have to waste the money on it, even if you don't want to, because you could get it in game, which is something that like blows people's freaking minds. That like everything they complain about, oh, that's OP. You could earn it yourself if you just put the time in.
Right?
I don't know.
Crazy.
How has Star Citizen changed since the beginning? Well, in the beginning, there was this bang, right? And like the universe started, and then Star Citizen at some point came along the way, probably early on.
Good description. I like it.
Right? Yeah.
There's a great Neil deGrasse Tyson video I just watched called a brief history of everything. That was really good. It was a really good explanation.
Yeah, they had it on Reddit. I didn't watch it though.
Yeah, it was good. I liked it. Anyway, watch that instead.
All right.
Instead of like
this question.
To think about this question. Yeah.
So more support, more functionality, more gameplay, longer development. That's the general formula of his answer. But obviously, originally Star Citizen was just going to be a single player campaign and then multiplayer dogfighting, and that was it.
Right.
Which, we have most of that already. but now he's added, additional content like racing and capture the core, etc. We're getting FPS. We're getting cargo. We're getting a persistent universe. We're getting exploration, mining, cargo hauling.
We're getting all these awesome things that I'm really excited about.
Yeah, we're getting things that no one would have ever dreamed we'd get. We were thinking maybe it's an upgraded graphics freelancer or privateer, maybe,
Right.
Yeah. Anyway,
Yep.
moving on. Is Star Citizen impossible to finish? And I'm just going to read what I wrote here. Quote, "Fuck you, Derek Smart," quote, Chris Roberts.
Did he actually say that? I didn't get this far.
No.
Okay.
He didn't actually say that. He did. I would have laughed. I would have been like, that would be the title of our episode if that was what he actually said.
I would fucking love that.
I always want to make it the title of our episode, except YouTube would frown upon it.
They would.
So the short version is, he didn't say it in so many words, but one of the things he said, and I'm paraphrasing here, is, a lot of the people saying that it's not going to be finished and it's impossible to finish either don't have the intelligence or the creativity or the knowledge or, any of that to pull it off. So, of course, they're going to think that way. And they're thinking in the old version of how things should be done instead of the new version where we're more groundbreaking and blah, blah, blah. That's paraphrasing what he said. So.
Nice.
Yeah. It was pretty much, fuck you, Derek Smart.
Attaboy, Chris.
Yeah. So there you go. No, it's not impossible to finish. Shut up. What's next for Star Citizen? FPS, multi-crew, large world, persistent universe. Everything
is that
been
really
talking
the
about
fucking
forever.
Last question? Like, Jesus Christ. What's next? I don't know, all these things. Oh my god.
He talked more about Gamescom, at this point, what they're planning to release there. And, roughly, once FPS comes out, it'll probably be about 6 to 8 weeks, roughly, for multi-crew to then come out, So, give people an idea. He did mention their persistent universe demo is looking pretty good. It apparently would take, going at normal speed, about 2 hours with the fastest ship to fly across it. But they are going to also be demoing the quantum drive and all this stuff. So
awesome.
Yeah. Get hyped.
Yeah, good.
This is just like my love letter to Gamescom was this week's stuff that, came out. It's pretty crazy.
I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
Because it's going to be a lot better than anything we had to deal with this week.
Oh, God, yeah.
Good lord.
And then the last thing, let's talk about Showdown, Hollow Debate. So this was, even in Star Citizen, art and free speech collide. Some artist is making fake Hollow adverts for the Devarin senatorial candidate, talking about all the stuff he wants to do that's outrageous. So, they're not happy about it.
Okay.
So that might mirror the real world in many ways.
Yeah, there's some things going on right now that are similar to that.
I don't like getting political, but usually when it comes down to it, I side with free speech, and that's all I'm going to say.
Me too.
Even if I don't agree, I still side with the free speech aspect.
Same here. Absolutely.
So, you should never be able to censor somebody. That's not to say they shouldn't suffer in some way, but, let the public make them suffer, not the government.
Exactly. Yep.
Yeah.
I am very pro free speech, anti-censorship.
Yeah. So there we go.
There you go. That's our political rant for the week.
Yeah. And that's pretty much everything that Star Citizen came out with this week. So,
yay.
Still waiting. So, you got anything else you want to mention, talk about, rant about?
Star Citizen related? No. I've done enough ranting tonight.
Okay.
I think my bad mood from work was perfect for tonight because I was just had it. I've just had it.
You had some sand in your Cheerios, or
that was not where I was expecting you to go with that.
That's because I usually say sand somewhere else, or I say something in your Cheerios that's different. So I decided to merge the two and say sand in your Cheerios.
This mix and match shit has got to go. Oh yeah, no, exactly. Yeah, it was. It was the right week. It was the right week for this to happen, I guess.
Yeah. I just love, like, I hope there's somebody who's going to be like not really wanting to listen to the full podcast and just like skip ahead to certain bits, and he gets to that point like where they skip ahead and you're just like, fuck you.
Yes,
Out
there's
of
a few
nowhere.
moments where you could just come to and it'll
You're just
be
like,
like,
whoa,
holy
I better
shit,
rewind a little bit, find out what they're talking
what's going
about.
on with paper thin this week?
That's great.
He is
Oh,
angry.
yeah, you were very angry.
I was.
Game, movies, TV shows, anime, books, comics, etc.
I watched the movie version of the anime called Detroit Metal City.
Okay.
Have you heard of it?
Nope.
Ridiculous. So the whole premise of the show is that there's a guy who grows up in kind of like rural Japan on a farm, moves to the city to pursue his dream of playing like pop music. Like he almost looks like a Beatles character. Like he's
Okay.
got kind of that bowl cut. And so he plays like cheesy pop music on acoustic guitars and stuff, and but he somehow ends up in like a death metal band
Of
as like
course,
their
as you
front
do.
man.
Right.
Yeah, and so it's just like following him, like trying to like not really play with that band, but the band just keeps getting more and more successful. Like
It's
it's
like,
so
damn it.
yeah. So it's actually really funny. Really like lewd, and it was really funny. I'd recommend it. The movie version is really good. I mean, there's some like overacting that's kind of over the top, but it's Japan,
Right.
so I'm just kind of used to it. And overall, it's really funny. Gene Simmons actually has a cameo in it.
Oh God, really? That's awesome.
Yeah. So overall, I enjoyed it. I would recommend it. Give it a 7 out of 10.
Nice.
That's my rating. I've
Cool.
also been reading Syokute, New Saga. That one you.
Oh, that manga? Yeah.
Yeah,
You
really
usually
good.
don't get into the mangas I recommend, so that's
I
cool.
know this one's really good.
I tell you all the good ones, and you're like, yeah, whatever.
I know I have such a hard time reading manga, but this one actually is like really sucked me in. I really like this one.
Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty good.
I do get a little frustrated with some of the translations,
Oh,
but
yeah, because you know they're wrong, but
right. But
you get the
it's
gist of
okay.
what they're trying to convey. That's usually the best part.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
How about you? Have you watched anything since Sunday?
Probably. I can't remember though. I've been working so much that like I'm zoned out. Like I found out Monday I forgot to submit my time card for last week, and my manager's like, "Hey, you forgot to submit your time." And I'm like, "Oh, I should do that." He's like, "You probably were working when you were supposed to have done it, weren't you?" And I'm like, "Yeah."
How
Because
horrible.
yeah, whatever. They don't care as long as I
Right.
do it. But like it's one of those things where it's like I'm working so much I forget to get paid. Is how much I'm working.
I've
God.
been there. I can't stand filling out my timesheets. I'm like, just pay me. I'm doing my work. Just
Yeah,
fuck.
I'm salary anyway. It doesn't freaking matter.
Well, I am too. I know.
It's for them to bill. It's for them to bill the clients so that they
Yeah.
know what to build there. So it's like whatever.
Right.
Yeah. Although with that new Obama law that they're talking about, where like you're getting capped in the number of hours, there might be hope for me yet.
That's fine. I'm totally fine with that.
Yeah.
We don't need to be working any more than we are in the United States. It's a little
Well,
out
we
of
work
control.
we work more in the United States per person per hour than like every other country
Yeah,
by
we work
far.
more than Japan, and they have a problem with people like dying at work.
Burning out, yeah. We
Yeah,
work more hours. How
I
sad
know.
is that?
Freaking stupid.
Oh, it's crazy. Oh well. On the bright
Yep.
side, though, getting paid for it at least, so it's all good.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah.
The money is nice.
Yeah. Other than that, no, there's nothing really crazy awesome that's come out. I've been watching some of the like Comic-Con videos and stuff that have
Yeah.
been coming out for like shows or movies and etc. Nothing really struck me as amazing.
Yeah, I didn't see
Like,
anything too cool that we
uh,
didn't already talk about.
yeah, like there's that Con Man one that's coming out for Alan Tudyk, Nathan Fillion, all those people.
Yes.
And they talked a bit about like what's coming out with that, and apparently it's going to be like 30-minute episodic type episodes that come out. So like originally they were thinking like each one's going to be 10, but when it comes out it's going to be split up. So it's like 4 30-minute miniature episodic shows, whatever.
I'm fine with that. That'll be cool.
Yeah. No idea if it's going to be good or not, but apparently it's supposed to be super funny.
It looked great. The previews look really funny.
Yeah, so that's cool.
Yay. Love Alan Tudyk.
Yeah, he's awesome.
He is. Yeah, that's about all I got. I've been really busy every night since Sunday, so.
Yeah. Oh, I'm gonna be working right after this too.
Yeah. I should.
Well, this weekend I can't work because we're going to a friend's birthday party at his parents' cabin. So, and like they were like, "Oh, we might need you to work this weekend," and I'm like, "Oh, I'm not gonna be around my computer. Sorry."
Yep. Gotta lay down the law every once in a while.
Yeah. Nope. Well, last weekend I couldn't work because of system upgrades.
Right.
So that just, and it's not like I'm not putting in a ton of time beyond 40 hours, so it's not like they can say anything to me. So. They'll be like, "What do you want me to do? Work 80 hours?"
Yeah, exactly.
Not happening.
Well,
sorry.
We would.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. If they could get away with it, they would love it. Yeah.
Nope.
So.
Yeah. All right. Cool, man. Well, that's all I got.
All right. Well, that is it for this week's Angry Flight Deck podcast.
We're angry.
A few more swear words, so apologies for that. Although, if you have trouble with harsh language, I kind of don't want you listening to this podcast because it's going to keep happening.
Yeah, pretty much. Go away.
Go away. Ouch.
I'm putting it nicely.
Yeah, well, it's not that we don't care about your opinion about harsh language. It's just we don't care about your opinion about harsh language. Anyway, we will catch you guys next week.
Peace.